Welcome, everyone. July is National Bereaved Parents Month. So today we are going to discuss the blog post, Honoring Their Memory, Healing Your Heart, a guide for grieving parents. Although not lighthearted, this is a very important topic to discuss because so many parents grieve the loss of a child in silence. It is time we explored how to help them and ways they walk their own grief journey. This guide, it really compassionately illuminates the unimaginable heartbreak of losing a child. It describes it as a pain that cuts right to the core of your being and, well, it defies the natural order of life. It truly underscores that in the aftermath, grief becomes this constant companion. And it's a journey that's, as unique as each parent experiencing it. The guide doesn't shy away from that raw beginning. It focuses immediately on the initial shock. It describes how in those early days, maybe weeks, you might experience just a profound numbness, disorientation, or even outright denial. This isn't just a feeling, is it? It's the mind's immediate defense.
Exactly. It's the mind's way of protecting itself from the full impact, really. It allows for a gradual coming to terms with something so huge.
And the source elaborates on that, saying, finding yourself replaying memories or questioning every little detail or feeling detached from reality. These are profoundly normal reactions. It's the psyche's way of sort of gradually processing an unbearable truth.
That's right. That numbness is often the brain trying to compartmentalize almost, to prevent a complete system overload. It buys time. It's really critical to see this as an adaptive response, not, a sign of weakness or something.
And as that initial sort of protective shock begins to fade a bit, the guide explains you might then be engulfed by what it calls the emotional roller coaster. And it's not linear, right? Emotions like intense anger, deep guilt, profound regret, they can surface, often in really unpredictable ways. You might feel anger directed at doctors, maybe? Or just the unfairness of it all, the universe. Or even a crushing anger toward yourself.
Yeah, the what ifs and if onlys.
Exactly. And that heavy feeling of guilt. It can cling to things said or unsaid, things done or not done. The insight here is that these feelings, they're a natural part of grieving. It's okay to allow yourself to feel them without judgment.
Absolutely vital.
And then there's the physical side. The guide is diligent in acknowledging the physical impact of grief. This isn't just in your head. It affects your body profoundly. It highlights common symptoms, things like big changes in appetite, or sleep disturbances, finding it hard to sleep or sleeping too much, overwhelming fatigue that rest doesn't seem to touch, or even physical aches and pains that don't have another explanation.
Your body keeps the score, as they say.
Right. It powerfully emphasizes being kind to yourself during this time, prioritizing self-care through, healthy foods when you can, trying to get enough rest, gentle exercise if possible. Your body is grieving too.
And there's another layer, too, which the guide touches on, what we sometimes call secondary losses.
Ah, right. What does that mean exactly?
Well, these are the losses that ripple outward from losing the child themselves. So, for example, it's the loss of the future you imagined for them, milestones, dreams, experiences that won't happen now. It's also maybe the loss of their specific role in the family, the dynamics change. And often, a parent feels a loss of their own identity, who they are now.
That makes sense. A whole cascade of loss.
Precisely. And these secondary losses can bring fresh waves of grief, often needing more time and support because they add these complex, evolving layers.
So beyond the immediate toll, the guide offers insights into finding your way forward. It frames it powerfully, not as getting over it, but as a lifelong journey. It's clear this isn't about forgetting, but finding a new path that, yes, always holds space for intense pain, but also includes moments of peace, healing, and eventually even joy. The key advice it offers is just so vital. Things like, allow yourself to grieve. Don't try to suppress your emotions or rush the healing process.
So important not to rush.
And it urges you to talk about your feelings. Share your grief with loved ones or a therapist, or maybe find a support group. Crucially, take care of yourself. Prioritize your physical and emotional well-being.
Back to that self-compassion.
Yes. And seek professional help if needed. There's no shame in asking for support. And finally, perhaps most tenderly, honor your child's memory. Find ways to keep their memory alive, maybe through stories, photos, traditions, whatever feels right.
And that brings us to this really powerful, overarching idea. Grief is a journey, not a destination. The message is really about patience with yourself, allowing all the feelings and leaning into support. The guide suggests that over time, parents will find a way to honor their child's legacy and navigate a new chapter, always carrying that love with them. It's about learning to live alongside the love and the loss.
So what this guy seems to offer really is invaluable insight into just how multifaceted grief after child loss is. From that initial shock to the emotional and physical impacts, right through to finding a way forward. And it emphasizes again and again the importance of self-compassion and seeking support. Which leads to a thought, maybe for all of us to consider. If grief is truly a journey unique to each parent, how can we best ensure that every grieving parent feels genuinely seen and deeply supported, regardless of how they choose to walk their own incredibly personal path? We'll be back next time with another thought-provoking exploration of a topic that matters.